So, chat. Andrew Murray Burnham, that's his actual name. His middle name is actually Murray. What a strange little world we live in. Anyway, um, Andy Burnham is now officially the Labour Party's candidate for the Makerfield by-election. He ran basically unopposed because obviously, like, who was going to go up against him? What would be the point? And he was green lighted by the Labour Party National Executive Committee, and ergo swans into that position, and that's understandable. I don't think anyone really has a problem with that. Um, and of course, the other main contender for that particular political seat in Parliament, the Reform Party, have also learned their lesson from the Gorton and Denton by-election as well, because the Labour Party, of course, made the mistake of not letting the only person who might have run and won that seat, Andy Burnham, from standing, and they lost really embarrassingly. And the Reform Party brought in some fucking posho academic prick who lives in Hertfordshire called Matt Badloss, and he lost embarrassingly. And they've both learned their lesson. The Labour Party are allowing Burnham to stand, and the Reform Party have not just to me, when I read that this guy was a builder, I thought, are they actually taking the piss? Are they just literally going, find us Hannah Spencer but very right wing? Right, that was what my mind went to. But then I found out he was actually the candidate at the general election in that seat as well for Reform. So, like, they've learned their lesson. They've got a local person who's like a vaguely normal guy, a plumber. Sorry, not builder. Yeah, who's a plumber, and yeah, he's like, has roots in the community. He's fought there before in the general election 2 years ago. So, like, he has a certain name recognition and a history of campaigning and all of that sort of thing. So they've definitely got a better chance on that front as well. So that's of note going forward. The date, of course, of the election has been set for the 18th of next month, so a month minus 1 day until that by-election takes place. So we'll wait and see as to what happens going forward with that. Now, and of course I'll keep you updated as it goes along, and I'm sure there'll be many twists and turns and bumps along the road. Now, people may be shocked at this. I'm going to make a revelation here. I was wrong. Yep. Just let that sink in for a second. I, Kevin Logan, got a thing wrong, unfortunately. It doesn't happen very often, but I was incorrect in my analysis. You may remember when I was on with Curtis on Normal Island on the Turn Left channel. Everyone go and follow the Turn Left channel, by the way. If I do put this up on YouTube, I'll put a link in the bio. Yes. I was wrong about a thing. I said that the Green Party should stand aside for Andy Burnham in order to ensure that a more progressive person enters the fray and potentially becomes Prime Minister. And secondly, we might be able to get concessions out of him. And thirdly, it stops reform. Or potentially helps to stop reform, which might win us a certain amount of good boy points with normoids. And I was wrong about that. Completely fucking wrong. It did not take 72 hours for this Blairite fucker to show his true colours and to eviscerate all of the small amount of hope, or at least good faith, that I had in him. Some semblance that maybe something slightly better was to come. So, I talked about on, was it Sunday, how Andy Burnham had already ruled out doing proportional representation in the next Parliament. He said that it would have to be in a manifesto and then voted on at a general election. So it's not going to happen, which means Reform are going to be the largest party. It just matters as to whether they're a majority or have to form a minority or there's some other coalition or whatever, right? But they're going to be the largest party if there's no proportional representation. That's just, without some fucking miracle taking place, that's just going to happen. It's sort of inevitable. You can see it coming down the track at us, and it's a fucking scary prospect. But there we go. Yes. So, I was incorrect about hoping that he would do that. That was one of the concessions I was hoping we'd be able to get from him. But and ultimately, it just leads you to think, like, what fucking good is he then? Like, what purpose is he really serving here? How is he actually going to stop reform? And some people pointed to, you know, his supposed allegiance to the quote-unquote soft left of the Labour Party, how he wants to bring things into public ownership, or at least, does he want to bring things into public ownership? Because he's hemmed and hawed about that a little bit. He's been a bit both sides of his face about that. And then in an interview, he shut down basically any concept of this ever happening, I think, with this particular snippet of an interview.
The ideas that you're talking about, already, you look at the financial markets on Friday, are pretty spooked by it. What are you going to do when the markets turn around and say, whoa, 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 we don't like any of this, and we have a situation we had with Liz Truss where the economy starts to falter?
Number one, I have never said you can just ignore the bond markets. Number two...
Well, didn't you say we shouldn't be in hock to the bond markets?
I said that politicians have placed Britain in hock because of the way in which we lost control of our finances and public spending when we, if you like, handed away control of energy, water, housing. That has left Britain in a weak position when it comes to public spending. You can't, how can you control public spending if you're chasing rents in the private rented sector through the benefits system? How can that be done? So, you know, I've quite clear, let me say this really clearly, I support the fiscal rules. There needs to be a plan to get debt down.
There you go. That's it. That kills any chance then of anything substantive happening. This is the person who's talked a good game in the past about ending neoliberalism, about how the era of privatisation was one of the biggest mistakes in the country, how he understands the scope of the problem, he understands the chasm of anger out there, and how he wants to fix the social contract. And yet, he is just there committed to the very fiscal rules which have hamstrung this government into behaving exactly as they have, as a continuation, a continuity, Cameronite, fucking Osborneite, neoliberal shithouse. And this is the guy that's going to... How the fuck is he going to nationalise anything with the fiscal rules? You can't. It's literally impossible unless he doubles taxes on everyone, which isn't going to fucking happen. So it's nothing then. But what you are doing is running to achieve nothing. You are of no use to anyone, you Blairite fuck. So you know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. Run against the cunt. Run against the cunt and take as many votes off him as you fucking can. Because what good is he anyway? And if the Reform Party get in, well, you know what? Maybe the Labour Party should learn their fucking lesson and not run absolute wankers as their candidates all the time. Maybe get anyone that the public actually wants to vote for. Fuck it. Because he's not going to do anything worthwhile anyway. So what good is he? If he's just going to go in there and be Wes Streeting anyway, fuck it, let Wes Streeting do it. At least we don't have to go through the fucking rigmarole of having another election after it. Because that's the thing. The wanker in number 10 right now, who should have been gone 6 months ago, is still going to be there in at least a month's time. And then this fucking prick is going to get down to London and fucking get his feet under the table for the next month. And then there's going to be a leadership election. So it's going to be fucking Christmas by the time we get rid of the prick. To be replaced with what? The same fucking fiscal rules that have meant that he's a fucking wanker that everyone hates. Why are you committing to that? Oh my God, fuck him. Make him lose. Make him lose. Because to me, it doesn't matter whether we admit defeat to reform and plan for the contingency now or in fucking 3 years. Because all that this person is going to do is ensure that Nigel Farage becomes Prime Minister in 2-3 years' time. So whether there's another fucking wanker sat next to him, he'll probably get kicked out of the party for fucking domestic abuse or racism or something at some point anyway. So he probably won't fucking see out the Parliament as a Reform MP. He'll probably join fucking old fucking Southampton chairman cunt sat behind him. And they'll have two fuckers in the Restore party until the next election, and they'll both fucking lose, obviously. So it doesn't matter to me whether he's there or fucking not. Frankly, it's not going to make much difference to the electoral mathematics in the House of Commons for this Parliament. And the people of that area clearly don't have a problem with the Reform Party because they won all 8 fucking wards in the constituency at the local elections. So if democracy is going to mean anything, then we can't say, oh, well, we need to stop the Reform Party. Well, the people of that area don't fucking want to stop the Reform Party. They just fucking voted for them. So you know what? Andy Burnham can fucking do one. I had a certain amount of good faith a week ago with this man. And he's burned it to the fucking ground instantly. And that's the thing. That's the thing. I expected him to at least run as the Progressive until at least he gets into office and then lets me down. Because he's a Blairite, of course he's going to fucking let you down. Maybe he'll do some good things though. He literally can't be worse than the current guy, right? And he didn't even start the fucking candidacy. He only got fucking put into the candidacy today. And this was recorded yesterday. So he wasn't even technically the candidate for the by-election. And he was already saying things that eviscerate any possibility of actual change. So fuck him. It's not splitting the vote, because he's not a left-winger. The Green Party should run as the actual left-wing option in Makerfield, because other than them, there isn't one.